This is a tale of two ex-friends coming back together. Christmas 2023. These two were the greatest of friends until one fateful day. The reason behind the fallout? One of them went crazy. Batshit insane. Scarily so, to the point where I'm confused why the police never got involved. You may ask yourself why his friend did this. The answer is because he didn't like indie games. But then, there was one day where they became friends again. Here is the finale to this friend saga.
Hey all here, it's A-Nash, and despite what you may think, no, I am not a fucking bigot. Now, Matthew, I think he just got dropped on his head as a grown adult and quite frankly never recovered. So I'm gonna commit some crimes today, including breaking in, assault, and more. So wish me luck.
And I know that's controversial, but once you look past all the carpet wrapping, Trinity's Soul is a far better sequel to Persona 3 than Persona 4 could ever wish to be. What the fuck, did I leave the Sonic plushie in the washing machine again? Wait, why do I have one? I'm not a Sonic fan! So, what kind of pizza do you like?
Are you trying to stall me by using small talk?
Never been good under pressure. So?
Just don't think about it.
Oh, that's right, you like ketchup pizza!
I said don't think about it.
So, if we're not gonna talk about pizza, what about manga?
So you're still a weeb.
So, you're still an indie bigot.
So you're still Matthew.
What'd you expect? You really are the worst, huh?
I would say that time that you bought the $80 version of Call of Duty on my PS5 was much worse. And that is a true story, by the way.
Notice how you're complaining instead of playing on your PS5.
Notice how my fist will be in your face!
Come on!
1 hour later.
Almost got you, come on!
1 eternity later.
Okay, come on, we're almost there! How long has it been? Have I missed the latest Tetris 99 event?
December 22nd, 2023. Does anything about that date ring a bell?
Do I remember the time you punched me and pushed me down the hill? Then, not really.
Jesus Christ! I forgot how exhausting you could be.
Hey, don't use the Lord's name in vain.
You know that joke gets less funny every time you repeat it, right?
I work at Office Depot. I'm struggling, man.
Classic Matthew behavior 101. Being annoying.
You not liking indie games is more annoying.
I fucking love indie games! Why do you think I don't?
I don't remember and I don't care.
This is why nobody wants to date you.
You're just an ungrateful jackass that doesn't like to get presents from his best friends.
That's because it was an anime game, you moron!
To be fair, you own the fucking Sakura franchise on Steam.
Alright, now that's enough out of you. Don't let the general audiences know that.
Why did I ever become friends with a bigot?
While I am a bigot to those whose names start with an M.
Marmalade?
Listen. I came here because my therapist...
Therapist? Since when did you get a therapist?
So tell me where it all began.
How the fuck did you get in my house?
So, tell me where it all began.
Why the fuck are you copying the therapist from Scott the Woz?
So tell me where it all began.
That smile. That damn smile. God damn it, I hate Sonic Superstars! Wait, get out of my house! Anyways, it's a long story, but to move on, I need to forgive.
Me? Well, apology accepted. Now can you untie me?
I was going to say Sonic Superstars.
That does explain the suspiciously placed copy of Sonic Superstars over there.
Oh, we're not playing Sonic Superstars.
Oh, so I guess that copy of Sonic Superstars over there, is this for decoration?
How about you just shut up, do as I say, and then we can have a Superstars Christmas.
Are you sure about this?
The only way I would play Sonic Superstars again is if someone forced me to a competition to the death. So, yeah, that's definitely not gonna happen.
Let's just get this over with, man.
Hey, so you know what? I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic. So, we're gonna play some Superstar Classics Sonic Origins.
I've already played Sonic Origins and the games in that play.
Hopefully you'll enjoy these Superstar Classics that you've never played before.
Do you ever have that one friend that just can't stop talking about that one cool thing they did in their life? Like to the point where every other story they post on Instagram is them talking about it? Well, I know a friend like that that can't stop talking about 3 cool things that they did in their life. Yeah, I'm talking about Sega and their obsession with Genesis era Sonic. So, Sonic Origins, it's a pretty straightforward collection that tells you everything that you need to know about it. It's another Sonic collection. So, what does it do to make it stand apart? I don't know actually. See, I was never really the biggest fan of the Sonic franchise growing up. So, let's take a look at Sonic Origins and what it does differently.
Sonic Origins stands out by... So, when are you gonna chime in?
Do I look like a YouTuber to you? The last video I did was a green screen test for this video in that bathroom right over there.
Stop breaking the fourth wall.
I never want to see another fucking game called Sonic the Hedgehog ever again. This game fucking sucks. So, Sonic the Hedgehog, not to be confused with Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a platformer that changed the world by being fast as fuck. Sonic the Hedgehog is a type of platformer that is so unique compared to others at the time, and even now, it's something great as getting to be fast as possible just feels amazing. And Green Hill Zone shows that off perfectly. It perfectly shows what Sonic is supposed to be with different paths and routes to take. It's a lot of fun and shows off just how fun it is to play as Sonic here. Surely, the rest of the game is similar in quality, right? No! Too fucking bad they fuck it up with a double whammy of Marble Zone and Labyrinth Zone.
Honestly, Marble Zone ain't half bad.
I'm starting to think you have Stockholm Syndrome. Because what the fuck?
I mean, what were the developers thinking? I mean, yeah, this is the first game in the series, so I never expected it to be perfect, but when you force Sonic to be slow and more precise in a game that's supposed to be fast, that's the fucking problem. The music's pretty good though. I never want to see another fucking Firefly in my life ever again. Sonic CD is a game that I want to love. It's better than Sonic the Hedgehog, but it isn't much of an achievement to say that you can run faster than someone in a wheelchair. Arguably, it's just as annoying as Sonic the Hedgehog 1, but just more bearable this time. And what do I mean when I say that? Just listen to this. That right here is what makes Sonic CD so lovable in my eyes. It's able to do a lot that the original was never able to do. CD's soundtrack is something so special, it makes me smile every time I boot up the game. Why is it playing the Sonic.exe music?
You know, I actually really like Sonic CD. I have to make sure to always get my daily dose of Sonic CD in.
Sonic CD has so much style, it has so much more ambition, and sadly, it fails in the most important area of all, the level design.
Sega! You had one fucking job!
I never want to see another fucking... Wait a second, this game is good! Sonic the Hedgehog 2 feels like the perfect sequel that could have ever happened to the Sonic series. It's so good if you ignore all the bullshit levels like Oil Ocean, Sky Chase, Wing Fortress, and the fucking final boss. But yeah, other than that, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is great. The level design has been massively improved. Levels here are more like Green Hill Zone from the original Sonic the Hedgehog. The music here is just fucking amazing, with Hilltop being underrated as hell. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 also introduces 2 major new things, the first being the Spin Dash, and the other being a companion. Let's start with the only important one, the Spin Dash.
The only important one?
Tails is about as important as your opinion on My Little Pony.
I don't watch My Little Pony.
I'm glad you understand.
Okay, but just don't mess with my Rainbow Dashie, you hashy.
The Spin Dash is so iconic in the series for a great reason. It helps Sonic with momentum and just feels amazing to use. In any Sonic game past Sonic 2, I just love holding onto it for a few seconds so I can hear the sound effect playing. So, Tails. He's here. He's only really here to hit a boss occasionally and then just die half the time. I want to see another fucking Sonic game that's as good as Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. And unfortunately, that's never gonna happen in my lifetime, and that makes me miserable. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles isn't technically one game, but rather two games that make up one big game. I won't bore you with the dev history, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles was rather ambitious for a Genesis era game. Something that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 did differently is expand on everything. So for example, each act had its own song, there was a transition between each act and zone, and while minimal, the story was given a much bigger focus than in any other Sonic game previously. There's so much to love here with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Almost immediately for me is just how gorgeous this game is. It's easily the best looking of the series on the Genesis, and I'm sad that the Sonic sprite has never returned in any Sonic game. That includes Sonic Mania. The music is just also incredible. Ice Cap, Angel Island, Hydrocity, or Hydro City if you're that type of person. There's just so much to love here. Too fucking bad Sega only re-releases Sonic 3 and Knuckles on every other Tuesday, and it just happens that sometimes that Tuesday is just missing. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles is literally everything a Sonic game should be. Its story is brilliantly simple, the gameplay is perfected, and the music. Sonic Origins ain't half bad. Sure, I don't have access to all the originals, so it's hard to say just how much these games have changed in Origins, but I don't feel like I need to for the most part. Despite Origins and the previous remasters adding a lot to these games, these are still undeniably old and great Genesis games. The new additions both in and out of the games are usually good outside of a bug or two, and while not being perfect, the story mode is a nice way to unify these games in a brand new way not done ever before. Sure, there is some bullshit DLC here and there that likes viewing the islands up close, and then also Origins. We gotta talk about the fucking beta music for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Actually, let's not talk about that.
You know, Sonic Origins just falls short in some areas. That's why I recommend playing the fan versions of these classic titles, like Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic CD Miracle Edition, Sonic 2 Absolute, and most of all, Sonic 3 Air.
You know, honestly, I don't really have a counter to that. I just like playing Sonic Origins on my bed doing jack shit.
Oh, and Sonic Origins Plus. This added 16 new Sonic games, all of them being from the Game Gear. Let's look at them quickly. Just because it's impressive doesn't mean it's good. Where's the fucking spin dash? This game is the epitome of identity crisis. Where the fuck is Knuckles? I call this a bad port, but the original isn't really that great either. Sega, it's called Sonic and Tails 2 in the game. Why are you calling it Triple Trouble? Knuckles was finally here. So Sega, why does Tails die when he touches the ground? Even though I don't want to play this, I want to see a remake or a sequel with this type of gameplay. It's honestly pretty cool. Eggman, just fucking kill Sonic. Just play the fucking Genesis version. Do you ever have that one friend who just can't stop talking about that one cool thing they did in their life? Yeah, I'm talking about Sega. Again, but this is actually pretty great. So you could really say it's more like a friend that can't stop talking about the one cool thing because they did the thing again, but with the twist in a way that's fucking incredible. Yeah, I'm talking about Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is everything you could ask for in a good 2D Sonic game. Despite most of the zones coming from Genesis era Sonic, it's hard to be mad at Sega for reusing past zones. The visuals for Mania are generally the best in any 2D Sonic, with a pixel art aesthetic that is gorgeous. It's still undeniably inspired by Genesis, but it's so smooth, it's so colorful, and it's so beautiful. I am kind of tired of the Green Hill Zone aesthetic coming back so many times in the series, but Green Hill Zone feels perfect here. It was a perfect introduction of the series years ago, and now it's a perfect introduction to Mania. The remix song here makes me undeniably sure that the developers were more than proud to be making the game, and in turn makes me proud to be a Sonic fan. The new zones are also undeniably wonderful and shows off just how creative the developers of Sonic Mania are. I will say though, I do wish the game had more original zones, but it's so hard to complain when you get to Studiopolis for the very first time and get to listen to lights, camera, action. Press Garden Zone is the prettiest zone I've ever seen in any Sonic game, and it's just so so beautiful. The first act is in an ink factory, and then the next, it's in a Japanese blossom forest. It's not something that I think would ever work, but somehow it does. I can go on and on about just how wonderful these new zones are, but when you have an evil kidnapper forcing you to talk about games against your will, it's kind of hard to.
You just gushed about how much you like Sonic Mania.
It's about the principle, man.
Your only principles is playing anime games.
Don't forget buying fish replicas.
I will never understand you.
Isn't that the beauty of life?
It's nice to see Sonic Mania do so well both critically and financially, because it's what Sonic should be looking forward. Sonic Mania shows fans that the developers aren't ashamed to be Sonic fans, and that's wonderful. Sure, more originality would be great, and a Mania 2 with completely new levels would be a dream come true. So, despite my praises of Mania, Sega, it's time to move on. We can't just be stuck in the Genesis era forever.
You know, for how much you were dick riding Mania, I was expecting something original and just not another take on Genesis era Sonic.
Excuse me?
Mania's pretty good, but it's like trying a new flavor of Coca-Cola. Sure, it's good, but at the end of the day, it's still Coca-Cola.
You son of a bitch, I'll kill you!
I was looking to burn some calories today, so thanks.
Shut the fuck up! You still need to play Sonic Reading! You still need to play Sonic Reading!
I guess that's occupied.
Oh hell no! Don't go in that closet! My rat collection's in there! And Andrew! But wait, what the hell's going on over there? How could you, Marie? And you, Sonic, you bastard!
You're too slow.
Damn it! I got bigger fish to fry! Matt!
So why the hell's Andrew in here?
Andrew is kind of flexible.
Surprisingly flexible.
That doesn't answer the question though.
Enough out of you.
Shut the fuck up!
What the fuck?